supposed to be at the top of your ideal client's mind on a daily basis, day in and day out. When I log on Instagram, I need to see you. When I'm on Facebook, I need to see you. When I'm checking my emails, I need to see you. When I'm checking my text messages, I need to see you. When I'm out at a conference or at an event or at a seminar or a boot camp, I need to see you. 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 And if you're not allowing yourself to be seen, then nobody will ever know what business you have. Nobody will ever know what services you provide, and people won't know your expertise and your authority. And it is what it is. And especially with the algorithms, and especially with how artificial intelligence and virtual reality is getting ready to take over the world, guess what? They're going and they're suggesting credible sources. They're suggesting brands. You want your name to pop up at the top of these searches, right? On Chat GPT and some of these other things. So, but if you're not building a brand because you're not getting exposure, you're never going to have a successful business. Whether you knew or not, the number one marketing tactic at first is, I want you to start creating consistent organic content. Write that down. Consistent organic content. The reason that this is important is because you want to start building your name as the authority on your topic. So what does that look like, Coach T? That looks like going live, posting reels, posting stories. You know what's interesting is, I remember when I first started this industry, I was actually afraid. I was afraid to go live. I was afraid to speak to people. I mean, like, just, having conversations. But guess what? I was actually afraid to even post videos. Most people don't know this. When I started, which was like really around, I want to say 2015, I was afraid to post my videos. I was just joking with Evan Carmichael over the weekend, and I was saying, man, I was following you since like 2015. I was one of your first like 5,000-6,000 subscribers. Now, mind you, he has over like 3.6 million subscribers on YouTube right now, right? But I was one of his like first 5,000 to 6,000, and I remember at the time saying, "Oh, I should actually create a YouTube channel and post videos." I remember saying that at the same time he did. Now, I don't have nowhere near 3 million right subscribers, but I can tell you that the biggest challenge that I had, which is why I didn't start producing content at that time, is because I was afraid of what people are going to say, how people are going to view me. I had the imposter syndrome. Well, are they really, going to believe me? Yo, what if they feel like I'm a fraud? And that, a lot of that had to do with my own upbringing. A lot of that had to do with, I'm from the south side of the Bronx, New York City. Nobody in my hood knew me for this. It wasn't like I was the motivational guy growing up. I was on a block just like everybody else. I was smoking, drinking 40s at the age of 14, running the streets. You know what I mean? And I didn't have at that time, like, none of this was on my mind, even in the realm of possibility. Not even business. Forget just this industry and the expert industry. Not even business was on my mind. So that's when I ended up going to college. I started learning more about business. I took up engineering, and then my career outside of this, like, my people often ask, hey, well, what was your career before you jumped into this? It's cybersecurity, right? So I know a lot about cybersecurity. I know a lot about technology, right? So, but that was my trajectory. And then when I came into this industry, I knew how to help people because I started off helping college students get into the career field. And I'm like, I can help you graduate. I can help you have fun because I joined a fraternity on campus, all of that good stuff. But the problem is that I didn't understand the business side of it, and I was nervous to post my content. But had I done that earlier, more consistently, the momentum would have built faster. And then the following, my clients, everything, my experience could have been a lot quicker had I been more consistent early on. So number one is you got to be consistent with your content creation. I'm going to say choose minimum one platform, preferably 2 platforms you want to do. I'm on all major platforms, right? So like, even at the time I'm doing this right now, I'm doing this live stream on all major platforms, right? So, but I wasn't there at first. I wasn't posting consistently on all platforms at first, right? So that's the very first thing. The second thing is you really want to focus on, once you get your organic content, and this is, by the way, this doesn't have to happen one after the other. You could do all of these at the same time. So the second thing you want to focus on is, I would say, focus on paid content. So paid advertising. And the reason I'm saying paid advertising is because that's a quick way to get This is like a hack to not have a lot of followers, not have a big brand, but having an ability to be able to get direct access to your target audience and be able to bring them in as quality leads and appointments on your calendar. So paid advertising. So that's the hack with paid advertising, is that you can run an ad. Just think about any ads that you've ever clicked on, right? So let's say you clicked on an ad. How many times have you really done thorough research on the ad that you clicked? Probably, I mean, you really didn't do thorough research probably on the thing that you clicked on. You just liked the video that you saw. Maybe you saw the person before, maybe you didn't, but you liked the offer or whatever they're giving away. So you said, you know what, let me click on it and let me go ahead and put my information in here to get whatever resource that they're asking. We've all done it before, especially if you're in this industry. So the thing is that the reason that that's like a shortcut is because you don't have to have the most authority, but you still need to know psychology. You still need to know copy. You still need to understand. You still need to understand how human psychology works, because it still has to look good, be good, sound good, and you still got to have a quality resource, whatever you're giving them, right? So that's the importance of it. So what I would say is start small. If we're not running your ads, start running an advertising at $5-10 a day. And this is one of the things that I was talking about at the boot camp, is that you don't have to run it for 30 days. With the best part about paid advertising is that you can do it for 3 days, 5 days, and just say, okay, I'm gonna do it for 5 days. I'm gonna pause it. On Saturday or Sunday, I'm gonna reevaluate. I'm gonna see what resources I have, and then guess what? On Monday, I'm gonna rerun it again. Right? Or you can just keep it running ongoing and just know, okay, every Monday I'm going to reevaluate. I'm going to look at the results, and then I'm going to change the copy. I'm going to change the headline. I'm going to change the image or the creative. So that's really, really key. Third, right? So think about what we just talked about. I just showed you how to dominate and take over and what you need to do organically. I showed you what you need to do from a paid advertising perspective. And now let's look at boots on the ground. So number 3 is you need to master the art and science of networking. So what's interesting is that now that you know what to do online, that I just gave you the whole online game, but you still have a whole offline game. The whole offline game is all about networking. I just had my boy June Archer. He just did the speech on this, and he said you gotta shake hands and kiss babies. And I love that, because a lot of times we forget that we meet people in real life. That's one of the reasons why I want to do something. At least I do something at least in person once a year, is because you're going to be meeting people in real life. You're going to be really meeting people at conferences, at boot camps. You're going to really be meeting people in a supermarket. You're really going to be meeting people at baby showers. You never know. You might be at a bar, club, or restaurant, and you're talking to somebody about what you do. But you need to know how to have that conversation so you can serve them and they could become a client, right? So how do you network in person? How do you network? Like I just came from renewing my insurance, right? So I went into the insurance office, and guess what? They renewing my policy, and I'm talking to the owner about, I do digital marketing. I can show you. We do advertising. He was like, okay, gave me his business card. Hold on, y'all think this is a game? See, y'all think I be playing? Let me see. Do I have the business cards on me? Oh, y'all think this is a game? I think this is a game. I'll cover his name, but what does that say? Allstate, right? I literally just came from the office, and I was telling him about what I do. That's why I said networking is important. I was telling him about what I do. He was like, "Oh yeah, give me a call." Digital marketing, digital advertising. Gave me his call. Gave me his card. Boom. Appointment right there. And why? So that's what I'm saying. Everything is not going to be online. You got to be ready. You got to stay ready when it's offline. You got to stay ready. You don't know where you're going to meet your potential next client, but it needs to be on the top of your mind. And you need to be talking to people about it, and you never know who's going to be interested. But if you're not talking about it, people don't know that you exist. To recap, so we're talking about marketing hacks for 2023. There's 3 things that I really need you to focus on, and this means, when I say focus on it, that means if I met with you, if I'm in your life right now, I'm coaching you right now, I'm sitting at your dining room table right now, or we at a coffee shop, and I say, pull up your calendar. I want to see on your calendar, what are you doing? What days and what times are you posting? Okay, this is when you create content. This is when you're posting. Great. Okay, cool. Show me, pull up your advertising campaign right now. Pull up your Facebook ads campaign right now. Let me see what campaigns you running. This is real stuff that I'm saying that I need to see. So if you don't have none of this stuff yet, that means you need to put a to-do on your to-do list and say, set up Facebook ad, create a content schedule. And I need to see when you posting, what you posting. And then every week, I need to see you at least one meeting in person. I need you to at least be somewhere in person, meeting somebody in person in your niche that you could potentially help. It could be any. I just need to see something. I need to see some type of activity that's happening in person. So if you have something, like, even if it's preferably it's something proactive, like you going to a conference or a meeting. It can even be a networking event. So proactively something, but even indirectly, if I had to meet with you and I said, okay, how many people in person, face to face, did you talk to your product or service about? In person, face to face. You should be like, yeah, I spoke to such and such at the church on Sunday. Yeah, Coach T, I've also spoke to such and such at the supermarket. You know what? Such and such gave me a call and I spoke to, like, I need you, like a real person that you spoke to on the phone or in person, and you told them about your product or services. That needs to happen at least once a week. All right. If you do all of those, then bada bing, bada boom, your marketing, you're going to dominate your marketing for this year. All right.